Vaca. I don't think I actually introduced myself. So we are going to head into the Harambe Wildlife Reserve, and we go in through the Little Ituri Forest. Now, the animals in this part of the reserve have very good camouflage, so you want to keep your eyes open, like to hide out in the bushes. Keeping your eyes open is probably a good bet for the whole safari. Hard to see animals with your eyes closed. I am going to recommend you keep hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle at all times. Just remember, no matter how cute an animal is, if it has a mouth, it can bite. So please don't try to pet them. Great place to start our search is down by the watering hole, and if we get really lucky, we might see a black rhino. Now, they are an endangered species, only about 5,000 left in the whole world, and this is due to poaching. Rhinoceros are being hunted for their horns, which are made out of keratin. Same thing your hair and fingernails are made out of, so the horns don't have any special properties. Unfortunately, that hasn't stopped people from trying to take them. They can grow to weigh up to about 3,000 pounds. Looks like today is our lucky day. If you look over here in the corners, lying down right next to the wood there near the water, there's a black rhino.
Oh yeah!
Black rhinos have a prehensile upper lip. Their top lip works kind of like a finger on their face. It lets them grab leaves and grass. Over here on the right side, we're going to be able to see some forest antelope, two different types. The light brown ones with white stripes are the greater kudu, second tallest antelope in Africa. The kind of orange colored ones in between them there, that's the bongo, also known as the ghost of the forest because of how well they can blend in.
I'm pointing it just in random directions.
Now we're going to continue down into the Safi River Valley, home of the hippos.
Yes, but you don't want to pet one. Yep, it's just a hat.
Want me to hold it?
Nope, I got it.
Hippopotamus are primarily nocturnal animals, which means they spend their days asleep, usually in the water where it's nice and cool. They'll come out at night to eat, and a hippo can eat about 150 pounds of grass every night. First view of hippos, they're nestled right up against the shoreline there on the right side. Got a couple of them asleep in the water there. Now you want to keep your eyes on the water as we're going around. Hippos can hold their breath for 5 to 8 minutes. They don't typically swim up at the top though. Instead, what they'll do is sink down to the bottom and walk on the bottom of the river. Just look out for dark shadows moving under the water. Looks like we're going to be able to see some on the left side up ahead. But first, you'll see the pink-backed pelicans on the island here. One of the smallest species of pelican. We actually had a baby pelican hatch just about a month ago, so if you can see the fluffy one right in the middle there, still got its downy feathers. That's the baby pelican.
He's ugly.
And they're all real animals, yes.
Here's the hippos.
Look at them, they're so cute. And
we got the hippos here sleeping in the water.
You are just
That group of hippos is called a bloat.
Oh, they look bloated. Hi, Mr. Hippo.
Oh, yes.
Here's the bridge. Want to go walk across that?
As we go across the bridge here,
No, thanks.
down to the left, you're going to be able to see Nile crocodiles. They are real and they are carnivores, so make sure you stay seated. They can grow to be up to about 20 feet long and have enough bite pressure to snap bone. Crocodiles warm themselves up by lying in the sun, and they cool themselves down by holding open their mouths. And at 20 feet long, a Nile crocodile can be as long as a giraffe is tall.
Oh,
Right there.
he's leaping.
We're going to head to a different part of the reserve now, out of the forest and into the savannah. There aren't as many trees in the savannah, but there's a lot of tall grass. That could be an excellent place for animals to hide. Now, one of the types of trees you will be able to see is very unique. It's called a baobab tree, also known as the upside down tree because it looks like the roots are on top. See an example of it here on the right side.
Baobab.
Now this happens because the leaves are dormant 9 months out of the year, so the tree can conserve water. Plants lose most of their water out through their leaves.
where we run into the giraffe.
Take a look out the left side here. This is the best view on the entire reserve. From up here you can see almost all of the Serengeti grassland. The Serengeti is a superhighway for animals. Each one shapes the environment as they pass through. Elephants knock down trees, making room for the grass. Giraffes eat holes in the canopy, allowing the light through. Smaller animals like antelope and cattle help maintain the grass. Take a look here in the bushes on the left side. There's a very large antelope sitting back there. That's called a Patterson's eland, and they're one of the largest antelopes in Africa. Now, that one is a female. Males get to be twice as big, weighing in at over 2,000 pounds.
She is good at spotting them.
Yeah, I didn't see him. I wasn't looking either.
Are you going to start to notice these red rocks dotting the savanna? They aren't actually rocks at all. They are termite mounds, almost as hard as concrete thanks to the sun. The large ones can be used by animals like elephants and giraffes as scratching posts, and smaller ones make a great lookout point for smaller animals like meerkats.
This is where we ran into the baby giraffe last time.
I saw the giraffes over there.
Did you? Well, they won't wander.
Oh, that's a tall.
Take a look back to the left over here. There's a really little antelope sitting in the cleared area there. That's called a springbok. It's not a baby, it's actually fully grown. They only get to be 2 feet tall, but springbok can jump more than 10 feet into the air.
It's high. It's high.
We're going to head on towards more of an open area on the savannah. Lots of grazing area for the animals. Great place to catch them having a quick snack. And it looks like we're going to see quite a few. So make sure you keep those cameras ready. The first ones you'll see, those
Wild African
really
squirrel.
big horns, are the Ankoli cattle. And those horns actually keep them cool. Inside is a honeycomb-like structure that filters blood through it. As the blood passes up through the horns, it gets rid of body heat, which cools the animal down. Both males and females have horns, but the boys are bigger, so his horns are wider, more surface area to keep him cool. The gray animals all the way up on top of the hill are the white-bearded wildebeest, responsible for one of the largest migrations across Africa every year. A wildebeest means wild beast in Afrikaans, and they're also called new because that's the sound they make. There are 2 types of giraffes that make their home here on the reserve, Maasai and reticulated. Easiest way to tell the difference between them is by looking at their spots. Now the first one we're going to see on the left side is a Maasai giraffe. They've got small wavy spots.
Crossing.
Maybe it'll be on the right side. Reticulated giraffes have big rounded spots. They are typically a herd animal. They like to hang out together, and a group of giraffes is called a tower. Now there's a baby Maasai giraffe over here right in the middle of the hill there. When baby giraffes are born, they're already 6 feet tall.
Look at him. He's coming. Isn't he adorable?
Now, so far, all of the ones we've seen are Maasai giraffes. See if we can find any reticulated giraffes.
That's a big baby.
Another baby.
I have a giraffe in my head.
Yeah, he was close to the road.
Oh, here we go. Coming up on the left side. Looks like we have a reticulated giraffe standing right next to a Maasai giraffe, so you can really see the difference in that
Oh,
pattern.
yeah. Looks like they're going to try to make a Maasai reticulated.
Right. Reticulated is
They're coming.
Both types can get to be up to 20 feet tall, which does make them the tallest animals in the world. Now we're going to head on towards Monkey Point, an area that gets its name for mandrill monkeys. Mandrills are one of the largest monkeys in the world.
So there's another one behind it.
Males get to be about 100 pounds, females stay around 30, and they live in family groups known as a troop. The dominant male of this troop is easy to identify because he has a very colorful face and a very colorful rear end.
Just like you.
Maybe a little shy. Oh, we got at least one up there on top of the rocks. Looks like there's some more down in the bushes sitting on top of the termite mounds over here.
I see him, Mom. I see him.
The biggest difference between a monkey and an ape, monkeys have tails. So the mandrills here do have those stubby little tails. They are
There you see 'em.
monkeys. Gorillas
Right there,
and
right there in front of
chimpanzees
you.
do not have tails, so they're not monkeys, they are apes. We used to be able to take this road up ahead on the right and head straight into elephant country, but unfortunately recent storms washed our road away, so we're going to take the detour now. it's not all bad news. The detour goes right into the red clay pits, and elephants actually eat red clay to get additional minerals into their diets. It's a great place to go to find signs of a family herd. The families are led by a matriarch, which is the oldest, most experienced female. It's made up of her related females like her sisters and cousins and their children. The only bad news is this bridge is fairly old, so we have to go pulley very slowly across it just to be safe. But good news is we have had sightings of a family herd on the other side, so we might get to see some little elephants. Don't worry, this bridge always sounds like that. That noise is totally not normal. Lean to the right! Lean to the right! That was close. Excellent teamwork, though. Good job.
It's a
Let's
show.
do a quick head count. Make sure we didn't lose anybody. Raise your hand if you fell off the truck. Let's go see if we can find some elephants.
Just part of the show. Okay. You alright?
Oh, look at this. There are tusk marks in the clay from the elephants digging it out, so her definitely came through this way. Footprints lead right over the hill on the left here. Oh, I can see one of the younger ones coming up here on the left side.
I'm sorry, I thought you knew. You're like leaning over. I'm like, stop.
A teenager here. Elephants live to be around 60 to 80 years old. Very simple lifespan, so they age kind of like we do.
You're trying to creep over to the side.
It's part of the reason why it's so important we help keep their habitat safe. It takes more than 15 years for an elephant to mature. If you'd like to help protect elephant habitat, you could recycle your old electronics.
The best part was you're like, I don't
Electronic
even want to know
devices are
how
made
old this
using
bridge.
coltan, which is a mineral found in elephant habitat. One of the little ones there.
Look at his fat butt.
Elephant butt.
Elephant butt.
The coltan in your old cell phone could be used another 5 times, so keep that in mind next time you go for that cell phone upgrade. Instead of just throwing away your old cell phone, if you stop by an electronics store, they usually have free recycling programs you can use to help protect elephants just like these ones.
Look at that big one.
Now, we've been studying elephant behavior to learn as much about them as we can, and one of the things we learned, elephants are afraid of bees. This can be used to help farmers in Africa. If you build a beehive fence around crops, elephants are less likely to try and steal the food. The project is called Elephants and Bees, and it's one of the many projects funded by Disney's Worldwide Conservation Fund.
There's a guy
Now,
right
these
here.
antelope you're going to be able to see on either side of the vehicle are sable antelope. Both males and females have horns, but the boys have a much darker coat. So this is the male here standing all the way in the tall grass. You can just kind of see his face, but he's a lot darker than the females are.
Yeah, look at these. There you got a close-up coming up. Ready? There he is. Look at that.
Hey! Is that breast meat? Nom.
Oh, that's some blue water.
Hanging out in the watering hole over here, these are greater flamingos, largest of all flamingo species, and the lightest pink. They get that color from the food they eat. When a flamingo hatches, their feathers are gray. All that beta carotene in their diet turns them pink after about a year of proper nutrition. A group of flamingos is called a flamboyance, and there's a good chance that this group is just resting here on their migration route. Flamingos are not the only birds who use waterways like this as rest stops, and if you'd like to help migrating birds where you're from, you could start by keeping your waterways clean so they have a safe place to rest. Now we're going to head into the eastern part of the savannah, an area that's had a lot of white rhino sightings.
That's all I've gotten over that.
You're okay. I thought you understood the fake noises.
No.
No white rhinos just yet, but there are signs they frequent the area. If you look at the tree bark, it's been rubbed smooth in places. A rhino's horn grows throughout their lifetime, so they shape it by rubbing it on hard surfaces like tree bark and rocks. Also a great way for them to mark their territory. Well, here we go. Take a look down the path here on the right side. Got a couple white rhinos off in the distance there. They're one of the most social types of rhinoceros, so when we find them, we often find them in pairs or in a group known as a crash. They can grow to weigh up to about 5,000 pounds. You notice these ones don't look all that white. That's because they've been rolling around in the mud. They do that to keep themselves cool. As the mud dries, it'll pull body heat away from the animal.
You okay?
Yeah.
Now, coming up on the left side, looks like we're going to get to see at least one cheetah
Yay,
lying
cheetah.
down on the side of the hill here.
There he is, honey, right there.
Yep, cheetah.
Cheetahs are the only cats that don't have retractable claws. Their claws are out at all times, so they can use them to grip the ground and run at speeds of around 60 to 70 miles per hour, making them the fastest land animals.
Cheetah chilling.
Cheetahs are diurnal, so most of their activity takes place during the day, but they're still cats, so you can see that activity usually involves lying around in the shade. We're going to head on towards the Kopi Rock Formation. There's a pride of lions. It's made their home up this way. Lions are one of the only cats to live in a social group. Pride has many females, a few males, and their cubs, usually led by a dominant pair. They are inactive about 20 hours out of the day, and most of their activity takes place at night when it's cooler. During the day, they like to find a nice, cool, shady spot to rest, and it's not too hot today, so we might get lucky with the lions. Got a couple spots they like to hide out on the other side as well. We'll check over that way. The girls are the ones who do the hunting. Boys stay back behind and protect the pride. Grant zebra on the right side, and the rest of the crash of rhinos as well. The Grant zebra have very strong back legs. They could break the jaw of an attacking lion with one well-placed kick. There are more white rhinos in the wild than black, but unfortunately their populations are also decreasing due to poaching.
Do we want to park where the lions are hunting? No lions.
One more spot we can check for a lion. Let's see if we're... Oh, she's there. Just see her ears
I just see
poking up
the
over the
ears.
rocks here.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of see her face as we go around the corner.
See your face? Your face? See your face? Oh, they're here? Look through the trees. Look through the trees. Right there. See?
They were out last year.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh yeah.
It happens.
Except for the bridge.
You poor thing. I'm sorry. I thought you knew.
No. I was envisioning being eaten by something.
Down on the ground on the left side, you're going to be able to see some ostrich eggs. Each one weighs about 3 pounds, which is equivalent to about 3 dozen chicken eggs. On the right side, you're going to be able to see the Grant zebra, white rhinos, and those little brown antelope on the side of the hill are called bontabak. Now, they were hunted almost to extinction in Africa, but captive breeding programs have increased their populations in some areas.
A lot of rhinos.
Hmm?
A lot of rhinos.
I think it's the same rhinos.
We're going to head to the newest region of the reserve.